Okay, welcome back. We're learning Tanya chapter 4, Shaar HaYichud Vehaemuna, for the 12th day of Sivan. Starting to say Tachon tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Krislavana.
Yeah. So the summary overview of chapter 4. Now we discover the screens which conceals godliness in our world. Just as the sun has a protective shield to contain its light, so does the name Elokim serve as a guard to the name Havaya. So the name Elokim is the shield for the name Havaya. Also, Elokim is Gematria HaTeva, which means nature. Nature conceals godliness, so Teva also. So since the divine activating force responsible for the existence of created things must continuously be present within them, they are completely nullified in their source. This means, as the Alter Rebbe explained in the previous chapter, that in reality they do not exist. And parentheses on the exist. Why then do we nevertheless perceive created beings as enjoying a tangible existence? Only because we are unable to see or comprehend the divine utterance that is contained within each created thing and that calls it into being. The Alter Rebbe illustrated this by considering the sun's rays. When they are not within their source, the sun, but diffused throughout the expanse of the universe, they are perceived as having independent existence. However, when they are contained within the sun globe, they clearly have no such existence at all. The following question therefore arose: since created beings, unlike the sun's rays, must constantly have the source within them, why do we not actually see how they are completely nullified in their source? In order to answer this question, the Alter Rebbe wrote that a certain preface would be necessary, and hence the fourth chapter now elaborates on God's capacity for tzimtzum or contraction. It is written, for the sun and a shield is Havaya Elokim. Pirush Mogin Unatik Lashem. A shield refers specifically to that shield which is a covering for the sun. Lahogin Shiyochlu Abrius Lesovle. To protect creatures so that they should be able to bear it, the sun's heat. So our sages of blessed memory have said, in time to come, in the Messianic era, the Holy One, blessed be He, will take out the sun from its sheath. He will take out the sun from its sheath. The wicked will be punished by it, as they will be unable to bear the intensity of the sun. The passage goes on to say that the righteous will not only be able to tolerate it, they will actually be healed by it, like Yaakov Avinu was healed by the sun. Now, just as the covering shields the sun, protecting creatures from the intensity of its rays, so that benefit may be derived from it, so does the name Elokim shield the name Havaya, blessed be He, enabling the created universe to absorb the divine illumination that emanates from it. Our opening pasuk for a sun and a shield is Havaya Elokim. Thus means that the name Havaya illumines like the sun, while the name Elokim screens its illumination like the sheath of the sun, enabling its light to be received. The Shem Havaya Pirusha Shemaves Hakol Ma'in Liyesh. The meaning of the name Havaya is that which brings everything into existence ex nihilo. Vayud Meshamesh Salipulu Shibilosh Noive Vesomi. The letter Yud, prefixed to the stem hoive modifies the verb, indicating that the action is present and continuous. Mehave, it's always happening. As Rashi comments on the pasuk, in the manner was Eov accustomed to do, Yase, all the days, just as here the prefix of the letter Yud indicates an ongoing process, so too, when the word means, it says Yase, so too does the initial Yud of the name Havaya indicates that God created everything ex nihilo continuously. This action is the life force which flows at every single instant into all created beings, from that which proceeds from the mouth of God and His breath, and brings them into existence ex nihilo at every moment. For the fact that they were created during the 6 days of creation is not sufficient for their continuous existence. As explained above, they must continuously be recreated. It is the Son of Havaya whose illumination continuously brings creation into being. However, were this illumination to be revealed within created beings, they would be aware of their complete nullification within their source, and we would not see before us created beings, for as explained earlier, when the activating force is perceived, the created being is non-existent. This is why the shield of Elikim is necessary, in order to conceal from created beings the divine illumination of Havaya that is within them and that is responsible for their existence. Only then can they perceive themselves as existing independently of their life force. And this perception, in turn, makes it possible for created beings to consider and feel themselves to be tangibly existing, as shall be explained. In the enumeration of the praises of the Holy One, blessed be He, it is written Hagodol, the great, Hagibor, the mighty, and so on. Ufirush Hagodol, what does Hagodol mean? Hagodol refers to the attribute of chesed, kindness, and to the spreading forth of the life force into all the worlds and created things, without end or limit, so that they shall be created ex nihilo and exist through gratuitous kindness. Gratuitous kindness. For God maintains all creatures, whether they are worthy of His kindness or not. The attribute of chesed is called gedula, greatness, for it derives from the greatness of the Holy One, blessed be He, from Himself in all His glory. For God is great, and His greatness is unsearchable, inasmuch as it is infinite. And therefore He also causes life force and existence ex nihilo to issue forth for an unlimited number of worlds and creatures. Sheteva atov lehetiv. For it is the nature of the benevolent to do good. God's benevolence dictates that there be an infinite number of worlds and creatures that will benefit from His beneficence. So the takeaway from today's Tanya, it is the energy that flows through the attribute of divine kindness that sustains you at every single moment. This is a suprahuman feat. Praise God for every breath. Bruchim Tiyu.